Yes, people, Manscaped is back, but this time it's not for below the belt grooming. Manscaped brings to you the Beard Hedger, the best product on the market when it comes to beard trimmers. The Beard Hedger is unique due to its number of radiant settings. As someone who's purchased this, I won't turn to any other beard trimmer. Check it out for yourself at manscaped.com. And don't forget to use code FTM20 to get 20% off of this product.
Yes, people, we're back again. 12th Man's back. Good morning to you all. The morning news show, bringing to you Monday to Friday the sports news, or football news, I should say, across the globe. Good morning to every single one of you in the chat that's here live, that's chatting away, and good morning to you that's listening and watching on catch up. Listen, people, we've got a lot to talk about. It's been a mad 24 hours. It's been a mad 48 hours, in fact. Because we have a lot to discuss in relation to Manchester City, Arsenal, and the Premier League. So buckle in. Make sure you do me a favour. Hit the like button and subscribe. We literally need 11 people to get to 24.5. All I need is 11 people that have not subscribed to hit the subscribe button. It is free. There is no subscription fee. Please do not get confused. Literally, all I need you to do is click the like button and subscribe, and we're happy. 2 buttons that are free. If you would like to pay a minimal fee to the channel, then you can do so as some of our members by joining as a member of the 12th Man community. If you would like to do that, please click the join button and follow the instructions. But like and subscribe, please. It's the bare minimum that I ask of people. So please make sure you do that. If you can also do me a favor, after this video, click the link in the pinned comment section. It is the link to Manscaped. It will take you to the website where you can order the Beard Hedger, 20% off of that deal for the next couple of weeks. So please do not miss that. Make sure that you have got yourself a set of beard trimmers, or if you want to get one for an early Christmas present, birthday present for your dad, your brother, a friend, whoever it may be, please make sure that you do that. Big up to everyone that's here in the chat. Let's say hello to you all. We have got Steve. Good morning to you, mate. I hope you're well. Good morning, Andy. Good morning to Helsinki. Good morning to Pete. Good morning to my mum. Good morning to Geordie. Good morning to Sammy. Morning to Richie, Chris, One Love AFC, Suj, who is one of our members, and Andrew, and everyone else that I've missed, and everyone else that's watching that is not in the chat room. Big up to every single one of you, and thank you for being here so bright and early. I hope you have a fantastic day and a great Tuesday, which makes up the rest of your week. Now, let's talk a little bit about the news that came overnight or early evening. I suppose there was the rumours of the Rodri injury. It has now been confirmed that he will miss the rest of the season, and it is absolutely horrendous news as far as Manchester City are concerned. Rodri with that injury, which, let's be real, nothing really happened in terms of a tackle, a challenge. He didn't go down by falling for a kind of header or going for a header with a player. He literally just got his foot in wrong, and unfortunately, it looked really nasty. As soon as he went down, the way that his knee went, it did not look good, and it is cruciate ligament damage, which means that it's probably going to be similar to Jurrien Timber, that he'll be out for many, many months, and it is not good to see. I know a lot of Arsenal fans on Twitter have all said it's brilliant and it's funny and it's hilarious. I'm not going to be that low. I'm not going to be saying that that is good or fun. I don't want any player to get a long-term injury. Niggles are different. Hamstring injuries are different. Suspensions are different. When it can be a life-threatening, career-threatening, or injury scare that could keep you out and potentially lose your career, it's not funny. So anything like that is not something that I should be laughing about or we should be laughing about. Obviously, it is bad news for a team that, let's be real, are so reliant on Rodri. And look, a different team. We saw it at the weekend. Without Rodri, Manchester City are a different team. Last season, they missed Rodri for 4 or 5 games, and they had no win in 6. So for me, it is a bonus, but certainly not something that we should be laughing at. I know KDB is out as well, and I think, if I'm honest, KDB and Rodri at the weekend win Manchester City that game a lot more comfortably, or at least take a point quicker than they did. So look, I think it's really sad news for Manchester City. Huge loss, and one that I think they'll definitely look at this season if they were to win, lose, or draw, and say, yeah, that was a massive turning point. Not just in the game of football, because I thought they were unbelievable when he was on the pitch. I thought for the first 15, 20 minutes, Manchester City were clearly the better side. And then things changed when Rodri come off. And 11v11, I actually thought Arsenal were matching them and actually were winning the game 2-1 quite comfortably and deserved to be winning the game at that point. Obviously, the red card then changed these things, but Rodri being injured definitely changed things before that as well for me, because Manchester City were looking electric. And I said Rodri and Haaland are the two most important players at Manchester City, because KDB, they can do without him. They've got Foden. They've done it before with Bernardo. They've put players in that position that can actually play there. Grealish is another one. So they've got options. Rodri, they don't have a like for like. They're never going to get anyone that's adequate covered. They're going to get somebody who can come in and replace him. I think they might have to go to a double pivot now of Kovacic and Gundogan. Gundogan is back, and I think it's a really, really impressive signing, and probably looks now to be a stroke of genius on top of that Rodri injury as being something that's probably, thank God they signed Gundogan, because without him, who would they have had? Calvin Phillips might have had to come back. So that's not good. When you look at Haaland, they have absolutely no cover for Haaland. Haaland didn't get a sniff after his goal, by the way. But actually, when you look at Haaland replacements, there isn't one. Alvarez has been sold. Oscar Bob's got an injury. They're talking about potentially McAtee, who's older than I thought, 22 years old, or Foden playing in the false nine. So if he was to go down, it would be interesting. Obviously, they've got Watford, I think, tonight. Manchester City are playing again. And yeah, I don't expect Haaland to start tonight. So who's going to play up top? Is it going to be McAtee, or is it going to be somebody like Foden? It'll be very, very interesting. I was stunned Foden didn't play yesterday. Absolutely stunned. I really was. So look, it is what it is. It's one of those. And yeah, Manchester City will miss Rodri, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Let's talk a little bit about Arsenal fans and Michael Oliver, because a lot of Arsenal fans are getting a lot of stick by saying that they're complaining about the referees again and it's out of order. Look, there is no denying that Trossard gave Michael Oliver a decision. Michael Oliver has decided to go with a second yellow for kicking the ball away. I don't think that Arsenal fans can actually complain so much about it. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are saying that it was 0.8 of a second after he blew the whistle. Trossard wouldn't have heard it. He's cleared the ball from danger, and that is why he shouldn't get a yellow card. Doku kicked the ball away at another previous part of the game, and Michael Oliver decided to do nothing because he said that what he was doing was actually passing the ball back to where the free kick needed to be taken. So, look, we don't know the full story, do we? We haven't been on the pitch to hear what Michael Oliver has said to these players. We don't know the rights or wrongs. What I will say is he had a terrible game. He had a terrible game. He never had control of that fixture. It was as if the game was too big for him. And I can understand why Manchester City fans and Arsenal fans are looking at this referee saying you've completely ruined that game. Because as much as Manchester City fans must have been jumping for joy when Trossard got sent off, when you look back in hindsight, they would have had a better chance of winning us with 11v11 because it was a brilliant game of football. But it was ruined by the decision, and Arsenal did only one thing and one thing only, and that was defend the lead, like any other team would have done. But Manchester City fans and other rival fans are suggesting that it was wrong for Arsenal to camp in their box and defend the lead. Please explain why. Michael Oliver is awful. But he isn't the only one. We've seen Chris Kavanagh with poor decisions. We've seen Anthony Taylor, who Chelsea fans hate, awful referee. We've seen some poor refereeing in this league. And do you know what? It dates back because Mike Riley was awful. Andy D'Urso was awful. Uriah Rennie was awful. Who else are we looking at? I didn't think Clattenburg and Graham Poll were brilliant. I didn't think Howard Webb was brilliant. There's decisions they've all made that I thought, what? Andre Mariner. Who else is there that's been poor? What's his name? Mike. What's his name? Mike Dean, along with Mike Riley. Awful. Absolutely horrendous. I didn't mind Mark Housey. I loved Kalina. And Jeff Winter was probably the best English referee from the days of the 90s and 2000s. Other than that, we've had absolutely horrendous referees. Awful ones, in fact. So, look, absolutely shambolic that we've got referees of this level. They ain't good enough. They're absolutely horrific. And they ain't going to get any better anytime soon. It's time now to go overseas because there must be better. There must be better. This is just horrendous as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely awful. Suj, big up to yourself, mate. Member of the channel. If you would like to become a member of the channel, then please make sure you do hit like, hit subscribe, and then hit join. Big up to every single one of you. Suj says, with Rodri out and KDB unknown, if Arsenal win, I have a feeling certain sections of the media and rival fans will question if we actually deserve it and didn't beat City at their strongest. Look, I have seen Arsenal and Manchester City go up against each other many times, and neither of them have had their strongest 11 out. Last season at the Emirates, we beat them. We didn't have Saka. This season at the Etihad, we didn't have Odegaard. The season before that at the Etihad, we lost 4-1. Holding was playing at centre-back. Why? Because Saliba was out injured. We had no Thomas Partey or Jesus in the season before that at the Emirates. And they've had no KDB, they've had no Rodri, and at times they've had other players that have missed as well. I want to see Arsenal versus Manchester City 11v11. It does not mean, however, throughout a season, if you get somebody injured, Arsenal have only won the league because Rodri's out. So what we're saying then is Manchester City are a one-man team. Is that what we're saying? I think he's a phenomenal talent. I don't think he's a one-man side. Oh, that's me. So for me, I think Manchester City have still got a phenomenal side with or without Rodri. And that's the honest truth. With Rodri out, KDB unknown, if Arsenal win, I have a feeling certain sections of the media, that's what's interesting. The media might try and twist it, but really, there's only really the media that hate Arsenal. I think the actual lovers of respect of what we do will actually give us the congratulations needed, of course, if we do go and win the league, which I still think will be a thing. But with Michael Oliver, 7 Arsenal players, 7 red cards given by Michael Oliver. And there are incidents that I have never seen him give a red card again to. It'll be very interesting to see how many players he gives a yellow card to for kicking the ball away that aren't Arsenal players. It will be very interesting to see how many red cards from a second yellow offence for kicking the ball away that he does give now. It will be very interesting to see whether he, sending off Martinelli last season against Wolves for 2 yellow card incidents on the spin that I've never seen before and I've never seen again. Will he ever give someone 2 yellow cards for one single movement? I don't know. But this is Michael Oliver. 7 red cards he's now dished out to Arsenal players. Is it corrupt? Is he against us? Is he for Manchester City? Well, there's a lot of evidence and stats that show that, yes, Manchester City like him because they've chosen him for a Saudi Arabia match at £20,000. And there are a lot of members from Manchester City's backroom staff that are very close to the referees, and Michael Oliver is one of them. So if that is the case, there is no way that we should be allowing him to referee a Manchester City game. It should not be allowed. And any rival that Manchester City have, i.e. Arsenal, he shouldn't be allowed to. If that's how close he is, if that's true, and Manchester City are paying him, there is no way he should be refereeing Man City or Arsenal games. It's absolutely crazy. It's got to be looked at better, in my opinion, if that is the case. It's crazy. It really, really is. So that's that. Enough about that game. There's been a lot of talk on it. Please make sure you go check out last night's Race for Europe show. Also, there will be a show. This is London. Will be dropping at midday today, 12. Normally we do it Wednesday night, but due to the fixture pile-up, we've had to do it recorded. It will be dropping today at lunchtime. Don't miss it, people. That's all I'm saying. It got lit and heated. This guy is going to be coming back to the Premier League, apparently. Gareth Southgate, England manager. Apparently, he's interested in the Everton job. And the owner has identified Southgate as a potential candidate, and that is to replace Sean Dyche as manager at Goodison Park. It looks like Sean Dyche is under severe pressure. Yesterday, there was rumours of Graham Potter. Gareth Southgate is another option. Wow. Can Gareth Southgate come in and keep Everton up? Can you imagine if he did that? Being absolutely crazy. Look, I don't think Gareth Southgate's a great manager. But if you want that style and Everton want to stay up, then maybe they could do worse. Let's see what happens there. Be very, very interesting. That's for sure. Let's move to Liverpool, because Liverpool are on the news this morning quite a lot in relation to where they see their future, what they see with their future players. And they are looking at Bayer Leverkusen players. According to a source, which I don't really see as hugely reliable, caught offside, Florian Wirtz is one of the players that Liverpool would like in their midfield. Following that, they would also like Jeremy Frimpong, who is also at Bayer Leverkusen. Is that very interesting in terms of the position that he plays at right back? And the other player they were like is the midfielder Palacios, who's a player that, let's be real, has been very highly rated over there. If they get this trio, it would be phenomenal for Liverpool. But I can't see that happening. I can't see all 3 of them parting ways at the same time for Bayer Leverkusen. Not while Xabi Alonso is there. Not while they're fighting in Champions League and for the Bundesliga again. I think it could be very interesting. However, I expect these three to stay. And Liverpool are interested in players because, let's be real, they didn't have much of a transfer window, did they? Only buying Chiesa for £12 million, which I still think is a steal if he can stay fit. But they are still interested in a number 6. And the number 6 that they clearly want is Martin Zubimendi. Now, he's rejected Liverpool, and I don't quite know why. He's happy to stay at Real Sociedad. He was happy to play in Spain. But I really felt like this one was going to get done. It looks at one stage that Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein were pointing to the green light, that this was going to be Liverpool's number one target that they finally got across the line. But it seems that Liverpool weren't able to do that. Now, Zubimendi is a player they still admire, and they would like to go back in for him, according to reports. And Romano has suggested on TalkSport that this is the case, that Liverpool are still interested in Martin Zubimendi. Maybe, just maybe, he has his final year at the club at Sociedad and he decides to leave and go to Liverpool. It would be a phenomenal signing. If Liverpool were to get some of these signings across the line, they really can push themselves towards a title push, in my opinion. But that means there might be some players that are leaving. Now, obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of them who could be up for grabs. It looks like Real Madrid are interested, and he has not committed his future to Liverpool and says that he is thinking about it. The trophies are key. If Liverpool win trophies, Trent is more likely to sign. He's a Liverpool local lad. He's probably going to be the next captain for Liverpool, and I think that could tempt him. But also, it's going to be money. If Real Madrid are going to put him on 450k a week and make him their number one right back ahead of Dani Carvajal, it is a different knock. His best friend, Jude Bellingham, is over there. They are very close. What is going to happen to Trent Alexander-Arnold? Why have Liverpool allowed this to be the case? That Van Dijk, that Salah and Trent, 3 of their 4 top players with Alisson, have been let or allowed to run their contract down to the final year. That is a disgrace. We're moving like Wenger and Gazidis days. That's what Liverpool are doing. It's absolutely crazy. I can't believe that this has been the case, but Liverpool are in danger of losing them. And Alisson, what is happening with him? Mamardashvili is coming in as the number 1, it seems. Or is he coming in as number 2? He doesn't want to be number 2. He was number 1. So why would he want to come and sit on the bench at Liverpool? Surely you just remain where you are at number 1. So is Alisson leaving as well? This could be the end of an era for Liverpool Football Club, but they are linked with players, and you can see why. Zubimendi, Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong would be 3 amazing signings if they were to come to fruition. Another player that wants to leave Liverpool apparently is Joe Gomez. It looks as if he is wanted by both Newcastle and Aston Villa. He's only 27. I remember when he came on the scene from Charlton as a 17-year-old 10 years ago under Brendan Rodgers and thought, oh, this player looks good. It was fantastic when Liverpool went and won the league. He was a phenomenal centre-half partnership for Van Dijk, and I think he's always had something about him. He's very versatile, can play right back or left back, and I thought was probably one of the best left backs in the league last season, if I'm honest with you. I thought that perhaps in the Euros he should have played at left back instead of Kieran Trippier. So I think he can do a job for Newcastle and Villa, that's for sure. He's definitely good enough for that level, and I'm surprised that Liverpool haven't used more of him, because I always think he's quite a reliable head. So for me, very interesting to see what happens with Joe Gomez this season at Liverpool. How much will he play? That could be interesting. Moving on to 2 more players that are linked with moves. One of them also linked with Liverpool. Now, Andrew Robertson and Tsimikas are 2 left backs currently at Liverpool. I would say Robertson is looking to start the decline of a footballer. Doesn't quite look the same player. A lot of people saying that. Tsimikas, I think, is fine going forward but can't defend. Anthony Robertson, for me, is one of the best left backs in the Premier League. I can see why Liverpool and Manchester United are both looking at him. Manchester United clearly want a new left back. They haven't got any faith in the availability of either Malacia or Luke Shaw. They're having to play Mazraoui there. They're having to play Dalot there. They had to play Wan-Bissaka there before he went to West Ham. They clearly need a left back. And Anthony Robertson is one of them that they are looking at alongside Liverpool, because both of them, let's be real, are actually linked with this player, and I think he's a phenomenal talent. I really do. And I think if you're looking at left backs in the Premier League, Anthony Robertson is one, Ait-Nouri is another, and I've got to say Estupinian from Brighton is also another. And that's if they can't get somebody like Udogie from Spurs, who I imagine they can't. So look, it would be a phenomenal signing, one that I think they should look at trying to get in January, one that I think they'll definitely look at in the summer. And Liverpool, Manchester United are already eyeing up their summer and January transfer moves, and you can see why. Manchester United, segue into them nicely. They are very much interested in Tyler Diblin. The Southampton midfielder impressed and has impressed in the early signs of this season. Southampton have always had a very good academy. If you can build a 1 to 11 of Southampton players, you would be very, very impressed with what you could make. With the goalkeeper being the only one, I would say, that there isn't a clear standout. Maybe Fraser Forster in his younger days. But you look at Nathaniel Klein, you look at Luke Shaw, you look at Toby Alderweireld, Virgil van Dijk. You look at the midfield of Wanyama and Morgan Schneiderlin. You look at the width of Gareth Bale, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Theo Walcott, even Nathan Dyer and Adam Lallana. And up top, you've got players like Ricky Lambert, who obviously was there. But when you look at the actual youngsters as well, you'd be surprised who's come through there. Sadio Mane is another one who come through as well. Not in the academy, but obviously through their recruitment. Southampton have had some absolute ballers. And if you look at where they were and where they are now, yeah, it's a shame because I've always liked Southampton, to be fair. They've had some phenomenal players over the years. And I think as well, when I was growing up, Matt Letizia was one of the best, absolutely outstanding. Then they had James Beattie, who was scoring all their goals for them. And then Southampton had a couple of really good seasons where they were floating around the European positions, believe it or not, with the players that we've just mentioned. So, look, they've had some fantastic talent over the years. And this could be one that's coming through now. You look at it and think, could that be the next 18-year-old who's going to come through and light up the Premier League? He certainly has started very well. So let's see what happens there. Listen, it's going to be a very interesting Premier League season. And I wanted to close with Arsenal. Arsenal fans, do not let rivals laugh at the fact that we had to defend the lead against Manchester City. We defended like absolute warriors. We were monsters on the pitch. And okay, we didn't win the game. They got the through in the end. They're absolutely delighted with a point. They're delighted. They're the ones delighted. We had 10 men. Remember that. So when we are saying, brilliant result, getting a draw at Etihad, last season we weren't allowed to say that. But this season, they're allowed to say it when we had 10 men. It's crazy. Of course, we're going to defend a lead. We're winning 2-1 and we've got 10 men. I absolutely understand why Man City fans wanted us to go and give them a game. The last time that happened was Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham. And they let Nico Jackson score a hat-trick against them. They went down to 9 men and still tried to play attacking football. So they got absolutely battered. That would have happened. If Chelsea could do that, what could Man City do at the Etihad to us? It could have been 5 or 6-2. That's what everybody wanted. But we didn't allow that to happen. And it's rattled people somehow. I don't know why. We're not delighted. We're not, oh my God, we're the ones come away pretty disappointed because we felt like we could have hung on to the lead. But they're celebrating it. And there's a difference between celebrating a goal and celebrating a result. I understand why everyone's going mad in the last seconds of the game because they've scored a goal. What I don't understand is the fans that have told me that when they were leaving the ground, Arsenal fans, City fans are giving it to them, going mental, screaming in their faces, getting really excited, like they just won a 5p. Really? I thought you were going to walk the game when we went down to 10 men. And you didn't. And they're rattled by that. Arsenal fans are also rattled. I don't know why. We let people rattle us, but we do. And I just think we need to be realistic about it. Arsenal have now faced Manchester City away, Atalanta away, Spurs away, all 3 in a row, and we've gone to Villa Park. We've beaten Villa, we've beaten Wolves, we've beaten Spurs, and we've drew to Brighton and Man City in what is probably the absolutely, I reckon it's the hardest start to a season we've had since the Highbury days, if I'm honest with you. I think when we went unbeaten, we had quite a hard start, and we had at some stage Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man United in a row, something like that. Home and away, though. For this to be all away, and for us to have the whole of October playing at the Emirates, it shows how we've done. And we've done that with injuries as well, by the way. No Marino, he's still to come back. No Odegaard, he's still to come back. We've still got Tomiyasu and Zinchenko that have got to come back from their injuries. That's 4 more players that we can put on our bench. So if you add those 4 players on our bench, yeah, and drop, say, Trossard to the bench, you're going to have a bench that consists of Jesus, Sterling, Trossard, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, potentially Partey, Jorginho, Timber or Calafiori, potentially Ben White if he plays both of those, and your backup goalkeeper Neto. Starting to get a little bit stronger on the bench. Players like Ethan Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly have got a place in this squad for sure, and I expect them to play against Bolton. But when I look at the game tomorrow night, I don't expect many of those players to start many of the Premier League games consistently. So tomorrow night, I expect to see a backup goalkeeper of some kind. I expect to see players like Calafiori, players like Timber, players like Kivior. I expect to see Jorginho, Ethan Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, Sterling, Jesus. And I do expect Martinelli to start on the left because he needs goals. And I think against Bolton, we can do that. He can do that. So that's what I expect the team to be similar to. I'll do a more of a chat on that a little bit later. But look, it's going to be very interesting to see how Arsenal react from this now. We are not going to be this defensive side against Bolton, against Leicester, against Bournemouth, against Southampton, against PSG or Shakhtar Donetsk. We're not going to be. We're going to be free-flowing. So I think we're going to have a nice little run now. So let's see how we get on. Big up to every single one of you for being here. Thanks so much to Suj for his super chat. And of course, for your comments in the chat as well. At 12:30, we'll be dropping This Is London. Make sure you catch that one. At 12:30, This Is London will be dropping. So please make sure that you're looking out for that one. Tonight, I'll be back 9 p.m. on the Arsenal Roundabout. It'll be myself, it'll be a gal, it'll be Kenny Ken, it'll be all the boys talking about all things Arsenal. And we're looking back and forwards at Manchester City and forwards to Bolton and the rest of the Premier League fixtures. So please make sure you join us for that one at 9 p.m. Show some love by hitting the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. How many people have done that now? At the moment, we have 77 likes. Let's get that over 100, please, people. We have 260 of you still watching. So please make sure that we hit the like button, and that will then quickly go up to 100. It's absolutely free. And hit the subscribe button because we need to get our subscribers up. We are moving very, very nicely thanks to your help. There is only 9 more people I need to hit the subscribe button. 9 people, and we will be at 24.5k. Please, 9 of you, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. And if you want to, hit the notification bell so it'll give you an idea of when we're next on. I just need 9 people to hit it. Please, people, let's get it up to 24.5. I know it's hard. I know a lot of people sit there and it's a slog, but please make sure that you do it. I need 5 more people. 5 more people to hit the subscribe. Who is going to be 24.5? Let me know in the chat who is going to be 24.5. Please make sure that subscribe button is hit and we can hit 24.5 right now. Please hit it, people. Also, check out Manscaped. Please do me a favor. Please make sure you check out Manscaped. Click on the pinned comment. It will take you to their website. Click on Beard and Face, the Beard Hedger, and you'll see that 20% has come off of those beard trimmers. Make sure you get some beard trimmers, people. They are the best in town. If you do want to get it for your son, your brother, your uncle, your father, your granddad, or a Christmas present, early or birthday present, then please make sure that you do that. They are a very, very good price with 20% off as well. Please make sure you do that, people. Let's get that going. We, at the moment, only need 2 more people. 2 more people need to hit that subscribe button to get up to 24.5. Let's get it up to 24.5. We'll stay here live until one of you hits that subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, let me know in the chat who becomes 24.5. Who is going to let that flick over to 24.5? Just 2 of you. Just 2 people. There's 250 in here. Just 2 of you to hit the subscribe button and it will flick to 24.5. It's always satisfying when that happens. So please make sure you do that, people. I just need 2 of you. Just 2 people. Just 2 of you. Surely not all of you are subscribed. Not all 240 of you are subscribed. Surely. Just sub, mate. Thank you very much, my bro. Alexis just subbed. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate it. Let's get this sorted. I've subbed with my nans. I appreciate that. Sorry, I read that wrong. Thank you so much. Have we done it yet? Have we done it yet? 24.5 has happened. Get in there, people. 24.5, and we've got 24,504. So big up to all of you. Thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate it. I know a lot of you have subbed a long time ago. Samuel, I know you and a lot of others have been here regularly, so I really appreciate that. Who was 24.5? Does anyone know? Did anyone see it flick when you hit subscribe? Did anyone see the number go to 24.5? Whoever it was, I thank you very much. And I thank you all for doing that. It really does make a difference. The channel will grow with your help and support. So thank you all so much. 24.5 is now hit. We are on to the next target, 24.6. In fact, it's going to be 25k, but we'll go in baby steps. We'll go in baby steps. Thank you, Lexis. Much appreciated. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate all of your support and help. Listen, we're going to leave it there. We'll be back at 12:30. Please make sure you watch that one. It's going to get very heated. And Dan Lawless gets absolutely fried. Look forward to that one. See you soon. Take care. We'll see you next time. Laters.
Yes, people, Manscaped is back. But this time, it's not for below the belt grooming. Manscaped brings to you the Beard Hedger, the best product on the market when it comes to beard trimmers. The Beard Hedger is unique due to its number of radiant settings. As someone who's purchased this, I won't turn to any other beard trimmer. Check it out for yourself at manscaped.com. And don't forget to use code FTM20 to get 20% off of this product.